Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
5 years ago, the Power of We Symposium was created to provide a platform for kids from all sectors where they could have a safe and comfortable environment in which to share both their joys and concerns. The Power of We Symposium is proud to have served over 250 kids throughout Romania when we took our mission global back in May of 2023. Now, 2 teams of amazing volunteers from both the U.S. and Romania embarked on an 8-day Legacy of Hope tour, bringing encouragement and hope to not only the kids of Romania, but also the adults who support them, and also to over 100 kids here in the U.S. who contributed handwritten letters of hope to our Romania mission of 2023. Now, this year, we are proud to provide this opportunity yet again in October, and we are super excited to up our game. New venue, 750 kids this time, and we want to see you there. We're looking forward to meeting you in person at this year's event, which promises, as always, incredible speakers, amazing content, and of course, some of the greatest kids on the planet. So, mark your calendars for October 24th, and we'll see you here in Chicagoland for the Power of We Symposium 2024. This year's theme is Always Together, Never Alone. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or at powerofwesymposium.com.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see. What's your
is that day. That's right. That's right. That's right. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm Dr. Lauren. I'm excited for a number of reasons. I'll just say this. I'm looking over there. I probably have, see, here's one just laying right here. Here's another one right here. And I didn't set that up. I have so many journals. Once upon a time, people used to just give them to me all the time. And I put one word in one, start something in another, da, 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 da. And it's still pretty much that way. This one is my sacred journal where I write all my inspiration. Anything that's coming through me for the world, I make sure I catch it. I have walked around the house all day when I'm inside the spirit, inspiration in the spirit. I keep it because just constantly. See, seriously. Now I'm going to tell you what the difference is. And this all ties into today's guest. This one, I'm glad I found it because this was from back when I was homeless. Seriously. I was writing in here from the Salvation Army shelter. And so when you go back, this was in 2012. And I'm reading in here and I'm like, oh, it doesn't even feel, I feel like someone is reading me someone else's story. And to me, and at first I was all messed up in the head about that until I realized, boy, that's healing. When you don't even recognize your own past because you've come that far, let me tell you, can't nobody tell you what it feels like. You got to feel it. And this is magic. So I'm going to just say that. And then I'm going to show you. I love this one because this is like Christian LaCroix. Somebody said this to me. I love this one. Right. So I said, okay, this is going to be my, like I told you, look at it. Just beautiful. Right. I mean, I got all kinds of stuff in it. Quit trying to read it. I'm going to turn fast. It's private. Quit trying to read it. Don't take screenshots. Try to blow it up. See, I'm just playing. But I love it because first and foremost, journaling for me has helped me be a better steward. I didn't realize how many things were I had a colander going on as far as how much I really had because I didn't have any place to keep it. You see what I'm saying? You could be a millionaire if you didn't have a wallet or a purse and just threw your money anywhere. How long do you think it's going to sit there waiting on you to come back and pick it up? Not very long. So anyway, let's get to it because, and let me get this one announcement out of the way because I just had to put that in there. I didn't even plan that. It just happened. So that means that's purpose. Oh, the bell of purpose right there. I ring that, y'all, when there's some truth out there because the truth, just like that bell, you guessed it, it has a ring. So today, we're here today. Now, she's going to explain the whole name. Shawnti Refuge is here. She is just an amazing person. She's a certified mental health coach, advocate. She's a speaker. She's an author. And she guides individuals in releasing, healing, and living their best lives through this. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Guided journalism. I'm going to just let that hang there for a minute. A little longer. Guided journalism. Okay? So why does she do it? Simple. Shawnti says that she believes in shedding emotional baggage by addressing its root causes and facilitating natural healing. Now, she got to this point so that she can help us because she was inspired by her own experiences. Sound familiar? And also she's had, like most of us, some mental health challenges. And she says that she's created a series of self-care guided journals. And her mission is to, I thought that's what it said, offer a safe space. I'm going to let that hang there for a minute. Safe space for healing through guided journey. Now, why'd she say safe space? I'm going to tell you why. Because all money ain't good money. All that glitters ain't gold. The intentions of some people are not the intentions you need or deserve. So when a person, you got to really look at how a person tells you what it is that's going on. I tell people all the time, Dr. Lauren don't sell shit. I tell it all and it sells it for me. Think about it. Now, can I get a name, man? We ain't playing with it today. There it is. And good morning. I see all y'all. So listen, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait because this is important. This is really, really important because this is a way to get things out. Inspiration, things that don't serve you, things that don't make sense, and everything in between. But the expert's on her way. I hear her down the hall, clickety clacking. Oh, she done came in some heels. Good morning, Shawnti Journal Bay.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Better now. Better now. I'm so excited you're here. I'm gonna just tell you, I brought my breakfast. That's the only way I can make sure I shut my mouth up long enough for the guests to be able to do their thing. So, because then I can eat, right? So, today I really want to turn this sacred space into a classroom.
Okay.
Like a mini workshop. To talk about the benefits and all that. But first, I'm going to dip out, and instead of reading any more of the bio, I'm going to let you just create the vibe, kind of roll out the carpet as far as where we're going today. Create your own, like I said, vibe with the audience. And then I'm going to come back in, and we're going to get started.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Oh, scared of you. Take it away there.
Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Shawnti Refuge, and yes, I am a certified mental health coach, mental health advocate, keynote speaker, and author, and I help you to release, heal, and live your best lives with guided journaling. And I've been in my business since 2021. And that was after I had my own mental health experience. And we're going to get into that a little bit later. But I am here to help you. I'm here to provide a safe space. And I'm here to teach you the difference between regular journaling and guided journaling, because a lot of us don't know what that is. And I also provide affirmations. I do workshops. I speak, because my purpose is to help. If I help at least one person per day, I have done my job. And I'm here to help. I'm here to serve.
I know that's right. Shawnti, well, usually it's a combination. You find it and it finds you. Tell us about, real quick, what was going on in your life when journaling found you, guided journaling?
It found me. It found me in 2018. I had a nervous breakdown in 2018. And I didn't know that was a nervous breakdown I was having. All I knew was that I had lost control of my emotions. When I say lost control, whatever was coming out, and I couldn't stop it. And it wasn't anything good. It was crying, screaming, cussing, yelling, being, verbally aggressive. I was a monster. I was, and I couldn't control it. And it started to scare me. And so I went to my family practice doctor, because I didn't know who to go to.
Yeah.
I went to her and told her what was going on, and she gave me antidepressants, and I didn't want that, because I know that, antidepressants, you're going to have to keep taking them. The dose is going to get higher, and it essentially doesn't help you. It just makes you be quiet. And I didn't want to be quiet. Yeah, right. I didn't want to be quiet. I want to know why. Why am I acting like this? Why, and how can I stop it? So when I saw that she couldn't help me, when she saw she couldn't help me, she sent me to a psychiatrist. And I'm like,
girl, that's what they did to me. Here, take this lithium.
Yeah.
I was like, I heard, go, get out of here, leave, run as soon as you can. I did. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so I was against seeing a psychiatrist, because, Black people don't see psychiatrists. And I'm like, okay, because we equivocate psychiatrists with crazy. I'm like, I'm not crazy. There's something going on, and I need to get it fixed. So I eventually went, because I felt myself beginning to get physically aggressive, and I didn't want that.
Oh,
because I'm too cute to go to jail. So.
I know that's right.
So I was like, I told the psychiatrist what was going on, and she tried to give me some more antidepressants. I'm like, I don't want this. Why do y'all keep trying to feed me antidepressants? So she referred me to a therapist. And I was against going to a therapist, because Black people don't go to no therapist either.
See, that's why I married one. I did. I knew it was either going to be a plastic surgeon or a therapist. I knew for sure I was going to need one of the two. Right, probably both. So, okay. But how did that work out? Therapy.
My first therapist did not work out. My second therapist ghosted me after I told her my issue. And my third therapist, by the time I got to her, I was full of attitude and, I was still going through these emotions. So I went to her, I'm like, look, you're my last resort. And if you don't help me, then I'm not going to see nobody. I was just full of attitude. And she was just sitting there looking at me like, I'm going to help you. And she did. She helped me. She introduced me to guided journaling.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Before we go in to the pool, there's something else. Okay. Because I remember when I was a little boy back in the dark ages, and I'd hear my granny and Aunt Candy and all the time about, you hear no sister so-and-so from church. Yeah, she had a nervous breakdown to girl. She had a nervous breakdown. And a lot of people don't know what that actually, because is that our terminology for it? Does everybody call it that? Like when you would,
that's what it is.
So they knew what you meant when you said nervous breakdown. So why is nervous a part of it?
Your nervous system.
Is it really anxiety?
Yeah, it's severe anxiety, pretty much. That's what it is.
Everything literally gets on your nerves, triggers you.
Everything. When people would say good morning to me, I'm like, what you talking to me for? I was just a mess.
Say it again. Good morning. You actually had the nerve.
Exactly. That's how it is. It's like you don't want anybody talking to you, looking at you, breathing your way. Yeah.
What did your family, those closest to you, maybe even under the same roof? We know you're married. You have grown children. Did they feel like they needed an intervention?
Well, it was my wife who actually convinced me to go and see someone because she was like, I don't know how much longer my wife.
Y'all see how she threw that banana peel out there? Like, let me tell you something. I can dance around banana peel. Oh, well, okay. Welcome to Pride Month, y'all. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So she said, how she put it? How'd she bring it in? Because that's an important piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're on the receiving end of what talk to those people too. How important was it how she brought it into you?
She said it very nicely. She was like, babe, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to take this. I need you to go see somebody. And to me, that meant go get some help. I'm going to leave your ass. That's what that meant.
Did she ever think it was something wrong with the relationship? Like, let's go to couples, but she knew it was you.
Yeah, she knew it was me.
Okay. Did anybody say it was hormones?
Yeah.
I guess they always throw that in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because I'm in perimenopause is what they call it. So yeah, it's a mixture of hormones and built up emotions that I never expressed or never talked about or buried or act like I didn't care about. And that day when I started having those emotional outbursts, you really cannot control it. You cannot. It's just like somebody is having you in a puppet, like doing this.
Controlling you like they got a voodoo doll or something.
Yeah.
So how long was the experience from beginning to when you had the breakthrough? How long do you think it was? Was it 3 months? Was it a year? How long were you inside this place?
1 month. Maybe 8 to 9 months.
Which probably felt like 2 years.
Yeah.
Did you lose any friends during that time?
I never really had any, so no.
Oh, okay. All right. So you get to this therapist and they say, was it a man or a woman?
They were all women.
They're all women. You always go women.
Woman.
Okay. And then she said, hey, have you ever heard of guided journalism? First, explain to us what's the difference between just me picking up what I was saying and then guided. Is it like guided meditation?
Yes, pretty much.
Go ahead.
So when you're just journaling, you're free writing. And free writing is fine for those who know how to do it. My objection with free writing was, okay, I already know what happened. So why the hell am I writing it down? I don't want to write about this. But she showed me that guided journaling, you're answering specific prompts pertaining to whatever it is you want to work on. So for example, self-awareness. Every prompt in that journal has to deal with self-awareness, and you just answer the questions. That way you could focus on that topic and you don't have to think about anything. It just flows from you because you know what you're talking about. So that helped me tremendously.
Okay, so you started. So what was the theme of your first guided journal? Like you said, self-awareness. What was your theme?
Gratitude.
How did she know, or how did she know that was the starting point?
I think she just knew. I mean, because I know that's what I start my clients off with, gratitude. I used to think I was so grateful. And once I started writing in this gratitude journal, I learned that I was ungrateful as I don't know what. And it shocked me because I always thought of myself as being grateful. But when you're writing about gratitude, it's the little things, it's not the big things that you're, talking about. Simple things like being able to walk, being able to eat, talk,
You,
get dressed by yourself, stuff like that.
you know what? I just got to throw this in. Shout out to my deceased birth mother, Lucille. And she and I were separated for the first 32 years. And I remember when I moved into her home, because when I found him, I thought it was going to make everything, it was going to fix everything in me. And then
Mm.
it didn't. And I fell into a deep, deep depression.
Hmm.
And I was sitting in her kitchen one morning with my head down on the table. And she came, she goes, "What's wrong with you, boy?" And I said, "I don't know. Everything makes me cry." And she goes, "You need to sit right there. I guarantee you, if it takes all day," she goes, "sit right there in that spot and just look around. You ain't got to get up and look out the window. Just stand there and look around. Sit there and name the things that you are grateful for." She goes, "By the time you finish that list, the day will be over."
Hmm.
And because there's that many things. And she had a
Yeah.
sixth grade education, and man, that was one of the smartest women ever. So I
Yeah.
get it. Absolutely right. So you start journaling in this gratitude journal.
Hmm.
How long did it take for you to go, damn, and feel the change are coming? How long did it take?
It took me 2 weeks, 14 days of using the guided journal every day for me to start feeling better. Literally, no medication, just writing and expressing myself.
Were you suspicious of the outcome? Like it can't be this easy.
Yes, I was. I'm like, what? What kind of witchcraft is this? This don't work. This ain't real. It's real. It's really real. And that's what prompted me to go into business for myself to help other people who don't want to be on medication. Because when you go to your doctor, that's the first thing they're gonna give you. And for
First.
those who need it, I'm not against it. Because some people do need it. But my thing is let it be your last resort, not your first.
Mm, absolutely right. So here we are, how many years later?
See, 18, 19, 21, 22, 6 years later.
6 years later. And it's pretty safe to say that that nervous breakdown would qualify as a traumatic experience. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there it is again, y'all. You hear me say it at least once a day. I love me some trauma. I do. I be messing them up on them interviews when I say, "What's your favorite thing about your life?" Trauma. I love it because I do. Because trauma sharpened me.
Hmm.
It sharpened me in a way nothing else could. It got me to today. So
Yeah.
I thank it. I bless it now. I don't need no more. You can take your ass home. But I
Right.
thank you. I bless you and I thank you. Now to the left, Felicia. So you okay, so the gratitude journal was first.
Hmm.
How did you know what was the next journal? What was the next piece, the next stair on the staircase?
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem.
Hmm.
How did that one go?
That was very hard. It's very hard when you have to acknowledge that nobody wants to acknowledge. It's easy for us to point out, oh, she had low self-esteem. But it's hard when you have to look at yourself and be like, dang, I got low self-esteem. Nobody wants to admit that.
You didn't know it, did you? You had no clue.
I had no clue.
Because you getting all pretty, then
Yeah,
face is beat.
yeah,
The outfit is working, everything. Da, 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 yeah. Look, I love me.
yeah.
What kind of things came out like splinters out of your spirit, out of your soul, that were proof to you that you were dealing with self-esteem issues?
The way that I carried myself in the past. I used to be promiscuous. I used to, not value myself. I wasn't taught to have, self-worth and, self-respect. I wasn't taught that until I started using this guided journal. And I'm like, dang. But you can think one thing and look a certain way, but it ain't about what you look like, it's what's inside of you.
Mm. Now, you told me in the pre-interview you had your first child at 14.
I did.
And so let's talk about that, because I think that
Okay.
ties in with the low self-esteem thing.
Hmm.
And there was once a song, I'm probably the oldest person here, so called Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places.
Looking for love and all. Yes.
Okay. So what was, a lot of people think that the people that say, even self-admittedly, that yes, I was promiscuous, that they
Mhm.
just, it was just, I was just feeling it. No, there is more to it when you unpack it. What
Mm.
were you seeking? Something you clearly weren't getting at home? Talk about that if you could, because somebody might be dealing with that right now.
Looking back, yes, it is. I was looking for love. I didn't know it at the time. I thought I was just, doing what everybody else was doing. Oh, they doing it, let me go do it. Come to find out, their ass was lying about what they was doing. I was really doing it, and I had the receipt to show it. My baby.
What did that feel like? You're 14.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm just saying, in our community, if a
Hmm.
girl is 16, oh, ain't no big deal. That's like grown almost. Nobody really takes a second look.
Right.
15, kind of the same thing. But once you hit 14, 13, then they be like, what? Da 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 da. And then the responsibility and all of that. How you were still a child.
Yes.
So what happened the moment you laid eyes on your daughter?
I thought she was a baby doll. I treated her like I was still playing with dolls while I was pregnant. So that tells you right there where my mentality was.
Wow.
Hmm. I
So
was still
did it feel like the heavy responsibility it actually was, or no?
no, because I had the help of my mom and my grandmother. So, and we had a program for the pregnant girls, and they paid for daycare and things like that. I mean, other than not having a dad in her life, it was normal. It was like it was normal.
It was normal. Okay,
Hmm.
great, great, great. So, self-esteem, back to the journal. You
Hmm.
start writing. Did it ever feel in any of the journals like something took over and was writing on your behalf, and
Absolutely.
you were watching, and then you
Absolutely.
look at what's on the paper and you go, "How did that get there?" Talk about
Absolutely.
that phenomenon. I've heard about this.
Absolutely. Yes. When, we could have all kind of thoughts in our mind. And that's why I insist on you using pen and paper. Because when it's something different that happens when you write, you put a pen
Yes.
in your hand and you
Yes.
start writing, it's like something transmutes from your, all the way down to your hand, and you just writing without even a thought behind it. You're just writing. And when you go back and look at it, it's like, damn.
You know why I like writing, Shawnti? Do you
Wow.
remember back in the day, like when we were little and we get a birthday card from somebody, your aunt or granny or somebody, and they put the money
Hmm.
in it, and then they
Hmm.
write on the other side, "I hope
Yeah.
you're doing good in school. Your mama told me how you." But when you read their writing, not their
Mhm.
typing,
Right,
not
they're
their
right
text, not
hand.
their email, when
Mhm.
you can hear their voice.
Exactly.
But in a typed piece, you don't hear their voice. At least I don't.
Absolutely. No.
So
Mm-mm.
there is really something in that. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right. Okay.
there
So
is.
gratitude, no, yeah, gratitude, self-esteem,
Mhm.
which I feel was probably one of the hardest
Yeah,
to
it
get
is.
through. Let's talk about this real quick, since that was
Okay.
one of the hardest. Did you ever feel like
Mhm.
quitting that journal? Like this
Oh,
some
yeah.
bullshit. And
Yes.
how do you encourage your clients to keep going it gets when it gets real?
I tell them that healing is not linear and it's not pretty. It is absolutely the ugliest thing you're going to go through when you're going through your healing process, but it's necessary. And, I have to remind them that, what you're seeing now is nothing compared to what you're going to get when you're on the other side, when you're totally healed, and you can look back and be like, who was that? Was that me? Because we go back and look and we reflect. And I show them as an example. I'll pull out my first journals that I was writing in. My handwriting is different. My mindset is different. My attitude is different. So I give them hope that, there's more on the other side. It's okay to take a break, take a day off or two, but don't stop. You can't stop. Once you start your healing process, you can't stop that.
What about this? Did you ever find yourself, because you're being prompted, you're being guided, did you ever feel like you were answering in case somebody else read it? You know what I mean? Like, okay, because I wonder about that, where some people, because I used to kind of be that way, where I would write stuff in my journal, seriously, just brain dumping. I write it, well, in case somebody picks this up and reads it, I don't want them to think I'm crazy. So I was careful about how I really spoke to myself, which was kind of adversely affecting the process, which is why I'm so into this, listening to this guided piece. You see what I'm saying? Because it almost like tricks you into it, into what you need.
Yeah, not what you want.
Not what you want.
You have to be honest. If you are not prepared to be 100% honest with yourself, writing in your guided journal, then there's no point in using it. Why lie? You can't lie to yourself. It's not going to help you.
Have you ever had a client that, I mean, do they share their readings, their writings with you? Sometimes. Okay, so I don't know how to put this. So are there people who do? I'm sure there are. Is it possible to do guided journalism and you really just lying to yourself?
Yes.
But is that still, at least you're doing something?
You're not doing nothing. It's not going to help at all. Yeah. I have to reiterate that, your journal is your safe space. And if you feel like someone is going to come and read it, put it away where someone can't find it.
And don't write it like homework.
Yeah, it's not homework.
You're going to turn it in and it's going to be graded. Let's talk about that piece. What about when you're afraid to write something down? Because if somebody ever found this, oh my God, what would they think about me if they knew this? I can't put that down. Just like people say, I can't tell anybody this.
That's the part of the healing process. You have to. Who cares what anybody else thinks? That's the main reason why some people are having mental health crisis now, because they're too worried about what somebody else is thinking. First of all, nobody should be reading your journal. If you don't give them permission to read it, they should not be reading it. And if they, invading your safe space, invading your privacy, are they really the person for you? Should you even be around that person?
Good point. Yeah. Now, okay, we're going to cross over a little bit because we've got so much and we're over the halfway part. Let's talk about this. What you just said, that no one should be reading it. But what about this? You have a journal for children.
Yeah, I do.
Now, what about the parents?
This is different when it comes to parents.
Okay,
I created the I Am Growth Mindset guided journal, and I created that for kids because I wish that I would have had someone in my life teaching me growth mindset. So for those who don't,
what is that?
Is toward, letting children know that, to have positive self-expression. It's okay to express yourself because, when we were growing up, you don't have no nerves, you don't have no business, you don't have no privacy. And that's not true. We're all human beings, no matter how old we are, and we should be entitled to, express ourselves in a safe and respectful way. So that's what the growth mindset guided journal is about. It's about the child expressing themselves and knowing how to respond to questions, because there's prompts in here too.
Okay.
So it's to get them to learn how to, think for themselves and make the right decisions and learn how to speak affirmations over themselves. I wish somebody would have taught me that. So that's why I made it for the for children. I have one for elementary age kids, and I even have it for preschool kids.
Wow. Wow. Hey, Shawnti, because I can't escape the question. I kept throwing it over to the side. Well, I'm just curious. In these journals, are you finding, is it possible, like, say, the typical African-American household? Because when you said speaking affirmations and things, I remember, like at our house, oh, what is that? I mean, because they question everything. If it didn't come from the pulpit, at church on Sunday, this, any other, or we don't talk about that, or what goes on in this house stays in this house.
Oh my God, yes.
So let's talk about it. Do you find that there is a difference when you work with people from different cultures? And if so, does that require a different kind of journal for each one, or are you able to work through the one journal with all types of people?
I'm able to work through the one journal with all types of people because, we did grow up in a environment where it was, don't tell your business to strangers. What goes on in the house stays in the house. And, that's not safe. That's actually toxic. It's toxic because how can someone in the house help you? And that might be the person who is causing you your problems. So it's safe to get an unbiased opinion, somebody who don't know what's going on in the house, for you to say, hey, this is happening. How do I, resolve this, or how do I get help for this?
Because, let's just stick with what we both are here, African American.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to mental health and things like that, I put it right over, believe it or not, back in the day, I put that right over beside taking people to the dentist. They'll take us to the doctor and stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't taking nobody to the dentist back then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's what they were taught. I don't know what that was. But what about, is there a definition of terms? A list of term definitions in this? Because when I work with kids from the inner city, and I'm telling you, I've said the word affirmations, so they hear from the stage, they go, "What's that?" Or the way you speak about this healing, things that are common to people who are working within mental health. But then in some groups of people,
I got you.
Where I'm going with this. They're like, what is that? I mean, I've had little kids watching the caterer at my event, Power of We, cut fresh strawberries, and then two little brothers, 8 and 6, sitting there just staring. I was like, don't worry, lunch will be here in a minute. Go and sit back down. What is that she's cutting? I said, strawberries. I thought I told you I could smell it. But can we try one? We've never had one.
Wow.
They had strawberry ice cream. They had strawberry cupcakes. But they had never had fresh strawberries. So that makes me think, if you had fresh strawberries, what?
Yeah.
How do we change the narrative as far as mental health inside of the African American household? Seriously, and I mean, let's go to the African. I'm not talking about Claire Huxtable and her family.
Woo! That was my mama.
Okay, I'm talking about good times. You know what I mean? The kids that are in there where mama may be out partying and smoking up everything. No one is saying get up, go to school, take a bath. Let me check your homework and all of that. How do we get this type of healing in front of those types of children?
It takes a village. It takes a village. A lot of people try to shy away from helping other children because of what the parents, because parents like, don't talk to my kid, and we have got to stop that.
Girl.
Everything isn't bad when it comes to, trying to help your child. And there's nothing wrong with receiving anything from someone without expecting something in return, because that's another thing parents like to teach us, what you're giving them, that they giving you this, and it's not always like that. Exactly. It starts in our community.
What were you, do you remember where you were when you said, you know what, this helped me, this healed me, I'm getting ready to do this? Out of a big old pile of crap came a big pile of diamonds. You see, that's why I love me some trauma. That's what I'm talking about. If you really get through it, not get over it, not go around it, and don't dig under it. Go through it. You come out the back door, the backyard, that's where all the parties take place. Don't nobody be barbecuing in the front yard.
Right.
Everything good is back there in the backyard.
You're right.
Okay? So talk about how you get, let's go to your workshops and things. And what about people that would need to get your services online? how do they get there? And then we're going to go into your book.
Okay. For the workshops, I always get invited to come and do journaling workshops because a lot of people don't know how to journal. They think it's just opening up a notebook and writing,
Like I
and
did.
that's fine. But the type of journaling that I teach helps you to identify your emotions, identify, the issue at hand, the people who played a part in it, your part you played in it, and how are you responsible for it? And how can you fix that? Because no one can fix you. People are always coming looking for a savior. You have to save yourself.
Ooh, did she really say that? Yes, she
Yeah,
did. Tell us
did.
the titles of some of your. What are some of the categories of the journals you've created? I know you
Okay,
have some here.
I have a couple here. I
Okay.
have of course, my gratitude journal. Let's see, where you go. I have my gratitude journal. Here it is. My gratitude journal is called Thankful, Grateful, Blessed,
Okay.
and nothing but gratitude. That's another thing I teach. Do not write in your journal one journal about all your issues. Keep a separate journal for
Who's
your
that?
separate. My niece.
Ah,
she just she
Tell her
just
come
woke
say
up.
hi.
You want to say hi?
I done seen the hair already. I might as well see the
Shake
cute
her
face
head.
you go
Shake
with.
her head. No,
She's
you don't want to
scared.
say
Hi.
hi.
I know you. They're
She's
nice to meet you. What's her name?
Her name is Ari. I call her Pudding.
Hi, Puddin'. That's so funny. Okay,
She
so what else
good.
you got?
I have a manifestation journal.
See,
So
there's another
for
word.
people, manifestation.
Okay,
You
now you
only
say
write
that.
things you want to manifest in this.
And what's that
Only the
say?
things
I think it.
I think it, I want it, I manifest it.
Now, what happens when you bring
Yeah,
that
I
up to
think it, I want it, I
black
manifest.
folks?
It's very
Now,
important.
what happens when you bring that up to black folks?
They think it's voodoo witchcraft. It's not.
See,
It is not. It's
you
simply
have a
you thinking
you have
it, you saying you want it, write it down and make it plain. That's what this is for. You writing it down, making it plain. It's in the Bible. Write it down, make it plain, and then do the work so you can get what it is you are manifesting. And it
That's right.
works. I
That's right.
manifest in my house. I tell people that all the time. I manifest in my house. So I know it works.
It does work.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Right. Right. But I'm stressing that point because they go manifest. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But okay, you
Mhm.
got a lot of your work is cut out for you. I'm just gonna say. It really
Yeah.
is a lot of it. So what else you got? So you got manifestation, you got gratitude, you got
This is a
self-esteem.
favorite. Yeah, this is a favorite among mothers. This is I'm tired AF. All the moms buy. When I tell them what it's about, I want this one. It's for the stressed out, overwhelmed, and unappreciated.
Wow.
Go.
That ought to
Yep.
be on the New York Times best-selling list.
Yeah, and they're all guided, and I give people uh signs that they're burnt out because some people don't even know when they're burned out. So when you first open, I give you the 20 signs that you are burned out, and people be like, "Yep, yep, yep, yep." Okay, you need to write in your guided journal so you don't end up on the news.
So, so crazy. What kind of responses do you get from people typically when they have finished one or more of your guided journals and they write or call or send you that testimonial that says, Shawnti, I could have never known, but thank you for, what's that like?
That's the best. I think that's better than getting paid because that is truly my purpose to help other people because I never want anyone to go through what I went through. And my goal is to catch you before you have that nervous breakdown.
Yes.
That's my goal. And if I can, just one person, I have done my job because that was not a fun experience. I do not recommend it, a 0 out of 10.
Oh,
I
that's
do not
right.
recommend that.
And this helping of others, this being of
Mhm,
service and easing suffering in the lives of people,
mhm.
I'm pretty sure it helps keep you anchored in this
It
place that you
does.
never want to leave,
It
right?
does. It does. It does.
What would you say is the biggest change you have experienced in your immediate life as a result of this guided journaling work?
My mindset has definitely changed. Back in 2018, 19, I wouldn't have been talking to you. I used to be mean on purpose just so people wouldn't talk to me. And now I get strangers walking up to me, children walk up to me. People are like, why are y'all looking at me? And my wife had to tell me it's because you are the light. They see it in you.
That's right.
And I never thought the best compliment that I can ever get is I love your spirit.
Oh,
They tell me that all the time. And I
I
feel
think
like,
it's just amazing. I think it's just, and again, it's a testament to all of us about whatever it is we're going through that feels like I can't do it. This is going to take me out. Stick with it. Get through it, and find your diamonds. Find your diamonds.
yes, and get a support system. That is the main thing. You cannot do this by yourself. You have to do healing alone, but you are not alone. You need a support system to help you, to keep you uplifted, to keep you motivated, to keep you focused. You can't do
That's
it
a
by
great
yourself.
point. That's a great point. But for the person, let's say the woman, we'll call her. Oh, well, hey, Puddin', you cuter than I thought. Yeah, you ain't shy, girl. Quit playing. I see you grinning. I can see you smiling. I see you smiling, Puddin'. Hair look cute too. She's so pretty. Listen, what about the woman? We'll call her Sheila, who's living in a motel, trying to get on her feet, and there's nobody. She feels that there's nobody, but she orders one of your journals. Where does she reach for the beginning, the first peg of, or the first brick to build herself a support system?
Contact me.
Oh, well, there that is.
Okay.
Okay.
Contact me.
Really?
Yes, I am a resource. I am a support system. Yes, contact me. If I can't help you, I have people that can. I don't ever turn anybody away for anything. If I feel like you need more than what I can provide, I will refer you to therapists, to psychiatrists, to doctors. I have a support system.
Where do you get your inspiration for the next journal?
People ask,
People
do you
ask,
have a journal for this? No, but I make one and I go make one.
There you go. That's exactly right. That's how my event planning business for 20-some years kept flourishing. You know, do you have a magic wand that you could bring? And next thing you know, I got a 5-foot magic wand that I bring into the event and bless everybody. You know,
gotta give people what they want.
That's right. And I say this all the time. My good friend Jason Cisneros, hey, shout out to Anton J and Jason. He said to me many years ago, Lauren, all you have to do, 3 things to be successful in anything you set your heart to. Number 1, find out what it is the people you serve need.
Exactly.
Go out and get it and just bring it back and give it to them.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what you're doing. And speaking of giving it to them, you really gave it to them in this. Your book. Quiet. Look, Puddin', look who it is, Puddin'. Quiet as Kept. Tell us about the title.
So in the African American community, when you hear that term, quiet as kept, that means you ain't heard this from me, but whatever gossip they're about to tell you. So,
like that woman in
yes,
you know where I'm going.
Yeah,
and what's her name?
Yeah, I forgot her name.
In Living Color.
You ain't heard this from me.
But Miss Jenkins, don't
let
nobody talk about Miss Jenkins. Right. Yep. Okay, keep going. Quiet as kept. What's in it?
This is basically all my tea. It is a story from when I can first remember early childhood up until I had a nervous breakdown in 2018. So everything that happened in between. So childhood, child abuse, me being a teen mom, me being arrested, me being in a lot of relationships, unhealthy relationships, me watching my mom be abused, me finishing school, me, getting married to someone I didn't want to marry. I only did it because my mama wanted me to. And just a bunch of stuff.
All of it. All of the legs of the journey.
And everything that led up to me having a nervous breakdown.
Okay. So you lay it all out. Every time you put something in the pot, finally it boiled over and we get it. So what would you say, Shawnti? What would you say? Boy, I had so many questions. I'm looking at the client like, Oh, which one do I ask? There's so much. How would a person go about identifying a good starting point? Do you have like discovery calls where people
Yeah.
can call and describe what they're feeling, and you can say, I know exactly where you need to
Yes.
go.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So based on that answer, do you find that when people begin the guided journaling experience, I have a feeling, I don't have anything to back this up, but I have a feeling that it's almost like a paint strip. Once you finish one, you're anxious to feel even more of the
Yes.
same. And so do your clients come to you and say, I want to do this one next?
Yeah.
Or do you say, I recommend you do this one next? Or it can happen both ways?
It depends on the person. Some know what they want to work on, because I always ask, what is it? The number one thing that my clients want to do first is boundaries.
Setting them or
Yep,
understanding?
setting them,
Okay.
all of the above, setting them to keep them safe, to keep other people safe, to stand on your boundaries and don't let people cross them. That's the main one people come to me about. So I help them with that. And then, once I see that they have gotten their boundaries together, then, okay, what's next? What else you got? What else you got? What else you got?
Mm-hmm. Have
I'm
you
here
ever
to
worked with an African-American man?
help. Yeah, I have.
Is
I
it
have.
difficult? Is it difficult?
No, I talk
Really?
to them
Because
just
I
like I
thought of
talk to anybody
machismo
else.
and ego and,
No,
So no
'cause
difference between men and women, you think? Just if a
mm,
person's ready, they're ready.
yeah, they're ready. They're ready. I don't force anything on anyone. I don't go seek you. You come to me. So that means if you came to me, that means you want something I have.
Right. How many
Yeah.
journals had you written when you got to the point where you knew it was time to write the full out book, Quiet as Kept?
Ooh, I think I have 26 journals.
Before you wrote the book?
Yeah, I just wrote the book. The book was just released in November of 2023.
Wow.
Yeah, so
And
it took me a year to write the book.
let's talk about that. When family members read it?
My sister and my youngest daughter read it, and my oldest daughter read it. My mom and daddy refused to read it.
That's what I was getting. I hear that a lot. That certain people and usually it's the older ones because of the old rules and of the old school.
And they don't want to they don't want to read about themselves, even though it's not bad, but I mean it's my story. So
was it difficult, Shawnti? Shawnti, I told you I was gonna call you my niece.
I know.
Doggone it, I was almost out of here. When I had a bet with my husband. Dang it.
You lost.
Now I gotta buy dinner. Man, I almost made it.
Almost.
Right. So about the book, because a lot of people won't tell their truths. They won't share them because of some sense of false respect. Even people that are dead and gone, they won't spill the tea. And again, what is that doing, Shawnti, when we keep things in and don't allow them to come out? They're almost like splinters in the soul.
You're going to end up having a nervous breakdown because just think of a volcano waiting to erupt. Think about that. A volcano sits, and then, it's building up one day, and then next thing you know, you have a volcano spill. So think of that as your emotions spilling out. Think about that.
Yeah. So on the screen right now is the link to where you can go and you can look through all the journals. Is that right?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I want to do this real quick. Let me share. I want them to see. Take a look, you guys. So when you head over, she's got a beautiful website. There's the book. Yes. See all that? Right.
Shout out to Tiffany.
Oh, is that who did your site?
Yes, Tiffany Green.
Okay, Tiffany Green, we see you, girl. Right. So we're going to drop that. And we're also going to drop all of the links to everything in case you need a great speaker for your next event. You want a workshop, brought to your neighborhood. And if you just want to kick it and you want to work with Shawnti on coaching and this guided journal work to help you find your higher self.
Yes.
What would be, if you had, let's say, for instance, everybody, if we put the world on mute for a second, everybody could just hear you, almost like a universal Jerry Springer moment, and the one thing you would want people to never forget about the power within this guided journalism, what would you say to them? What would be your biggest tip for people?
My biggest tip for people who are wanting to experience or haven't experienced or scared to experience it, know that you are worthy and you deserve to show up as your best self in any room. You walk in any room as if God sent you, because he did, but you have to be that person to want to help yourself, want to, shed all of that excess baggage. You get nowhere holding on to excess baggage. And the more baggage you hold on to, the more blessings you are letting pass you by, because you're so busy holding all this old stuff that's not serving you. Let go of what is not serving you, because there is so much more in store. So much more.
Amen, amen, amen. I say it all the time, seriously, because here's the deal. The longer we allow things that do not serve us to traipse around inside our spiritual world, we're simply giving them time to convince us to serve them. And that ain't no joke. Now, I want to say at this point, if you aren't ready for the journaling experience, do something. Mentalhealthhotline.org is available. And here is the number for the National Mental Health Hotline, 866-903-3787. Acuo Lita Adams. I don't care where you get it, but get here if you can. That's what I'm saying, because we want to keep you around. There's a lot of good you can do in this world. Thinking that you can't is the worst decision you could ever make. How do you know?
Yeah, you can do anything, all things. Through Christ, you
both of us, Shawnti, we can look back and say, I would have never. How many people counted you out?
Everybody.
Okay. And here's another piece. Don't expect people to get the new you immediately. They talked about you when you wasn't doing shit. They talked about you when you were going through shit. And they're going to talk about you when you come through the shit. So that's just how it is, right or wrong.
You are absolutely right.
There you go. There you go. Shawnti, it was a true pleasure. I want you to come back whenever you feel like it. Next, do you have a grief journal?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Somebody's listening. You know who I am. You might want to get that. Vicky,
I do.
Good friend of mine. She's watching, and she lost her son to a senseless murder down in Atlanta last year. She's doing her best to heal, but this is just another piece to it. So I might, and I say this to you guys, these are great gifts. Stocking stuffers, when kids are going off to college, people are making transitions in their lives, someone loses a spouse or a child, anything. This is a great way to quietly push some mental health help across the table. They'll thank you later. I guarantee it. They'll thank you later. Right or wrong, Shawnti?
Absolutely. They'll be mad at you at first and offended and oh my God. But after they work through it and do it, they're going to be like, thank you.
When they like, get you some business. I don't need no. And then later, girl, I can't thank you enough. There you go. I just love it. And thank you, Puddin', for coming in. And Shawnti, all the best. All the best. I look forward to our next time together, okay?
Absolutely. I'm ready.
There you go. There you go. You guys get out of here. Listen, I'll be at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay speaking tomorrow on Living Beyond Our Scars. So tomorrow will be a replay, but it'll be one of the best ones. Trust me. And I'll be back in this chair, God willing, live and ready to pour into you and be poured into by you Thursday. So God willing, I'll meet you right over there on the front porch and we'll do it all again. Another illuminated conversation. In the meantime, get out. Find just a little piece of your higher self. Watch what happens. I love, love, love you. I tell you every day, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Now, don't let my screen though slam on the way out. I'll see y'all. Have a good one. Bye. Bye, everybody. Have the best day ever. Mwah.
Show me your soul. I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul.